Hello.
Today we will make the tortas kapusta.
Oh, wonderful.
And what I did already, I sauteed 2 medium onions in 3 tablespoon oil.
Okay.
See, nice and beigey.
Yes.
So that's 2 medium. And we will make a double portion today. So if you make a regular portion, half everything what we did today. Okay? So it's 3 tablespoon oil, 2 medium onions sauteed.
Okay.
Now we will put the paprika into it. And this one is 1 teaspoon. Okay, we will have to put a few. Okay, this is 1 teaspoon. And maybe a half, okay?
Okay.
And then we will put just a little tiny hot pepper. Like you don't have too many left. And make sure that nem sokat, mert it's very hot. See, about just a little corner of the 1 teaspoon.
Okay.
It's just 1/8 or something. Okay, so that we will mix it up. See, and this one is mixed about that nice red. Now we will put 1 cut up tomato and about a half of 1 cut up green pepper.
Okay.
We mix it up a little bit, saute it just for a few seconds. See? And I have here 8 cups of water.
I see.
Now we will see if we will use all or not, because I never used to measure, so I just tried out, okay?
Okay.
We'll see how much we are using from this. Okay. It looks like we will use all.
Alright.
Okay, so we used 8 cups of water. See? And now we will put some salt. 1 teaspoon salt. Oh, can't go into the salt. Well, then is the half. So 2 half, right? That's will be 1.
Yes.
And it's not whipping, it's heaping, is just regular.
Okay.
Okay. And a 1/4 teaspoon of
Black pepper?
black pepper. And what we have is the coarse. Let's go for. Okay. Now this one we boil up. And then put down to 2 on this pot and the stove and simmer it for about half an hour to 40 minutes until we will mix up the meatballs, because that has to cook a little, half an hour about to make a meatball, until you can simmer this.
Simmer it like a soup?
Yeah.
Okay, fun.
And then we will put the meatball in it, and in the meatball we have rice, and the rice will take up some water from this, see?
Oh, so it won't be so juicy.
That's why you need that much water.
That much extra? Okay.
Yeah, so if you half it, then you use 4
cups.
cups water, and 1.5 tablespoon oil, and 1 medium whatever, and you can still use so much tomato and pepper, it just gives good taste. So I will cover it hogy hamar fölboringozom.
Yeah.
When it comes to a boil, I will put down to 2, and then simmer for about a half an hour or until the meat is fast ready.
Okay.
And we can put it in.
Good, we'll come back for that then.
Yeah.
You're welcome, thank you.
Okay, now we are mixing the meat.
Okay.
This one is like in Hungary, we usually make this from pork, ground pork. I used to make it from beef, but the beef is not bad, but a pork more juicier and nice, softer. So what we did today, we used 1 pound pork, that's the bottom, see? And this one is 700 some grams, about 1.5 pound beef. Okay, so
Okay, so we have a half and half almost. Well, not really half and
almost
half, but
You can make half, you can make all pork, all beef,
all
whatever.
beef. Okay.
So we have 1 pound pork and about 1.5 pound beef, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we need 1 egg. Okay,
Okay, 1 egg.
1 egg. Then we need 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon
Mm-hmm.
pepper, paprika,
Paprika.
equal a half teaspoon salt,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess we can use a half teaspoon pepper.
Okay.
See, it's not too heaping but nice leveled.
Yes.
Half pepper, half ground pepper.
Mm-hmm.
And I have here
Mm.
3 medium to large crushed garlic.
Okay.
You need about that much. If you make a half of the meat, you can use just 2 garlic
Okay.
if you like nice garlicky, spicy.
Yes.
And we have here half cup rice.
I see, half cup of
Rice.
white rice you're using, I
White
see.
rice,
Okay.
So what we do with this is mix it up with our hand
Yikes.
like that. And when it's all nicely mixed up, then we will put into the minek hívják a lét?
Go into
Liquid
the sauce, maybe?
Sauce, whatever it is. And maybe we will need more paprika.
Mm.
Visszamixoljuk. So I never measured really, so first time I'm measuring and we'll see how it works out.
Mm-hmm.
Now we will put 1 more teaspoon paprika.
Okay.
Okay, can you put a teaspoon paprika
Sure.
into it?
I will. Okay, I'll pause it then.
Okay, so the meat is all mixed up nicely, see?
Look at that, yeah.
So what we will do, that is the juice or sauce, whatever it calls,
Yes.
and it was simmering on 2.
Mm-hmm.
Now I put it on 3 because meatet rakjuk, cold meatet bele, so it doesn't have to boil until we finish the meat, so no big deal. Okay, so we make not too big meatballs because I like it nice flat inside.
Right, cooks
And
better
they
smaller,
will,
hey?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they will be a little bit bigger because the rice will
Expand?
expand.
Okay.
Okay, so
So just drop them in there, hey?
yeah. So make about this size. And in Hungary,
Mm-hmm.
some people, or mostly what they do, azért hívják töltött, which is stuffed. They have that sauerkraut, and then they have the leaves of the like sauerkraut leaves is pickled the same way like a sauerkraut,
I see.
and they make this ball and drop it in that leaf, and then they cook. But I don't like it because for me, I am always overcooking something or well done. I think so, and feel the meat is nice in megfő like this.
It cooks better than when it's covered up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With megfő maybe that way too. I mean, sure megfő, but it's better.
No, this way it's exposed.
And then you have
and
then you have a sauerkraut beside it. Anyways, tastes nice and very same. Even tastes better for me because when you eat with the leaves, you kind of feel softer inside. You think so, it's not really cooked very well, but it does. But you know, they say ahány ház, annyi szokás.
Yes.
How many hands, that many costumes. You can always change and alternate and whatever, every recipe.
Okay.
And this one we put another teaspoon of
Oh yeah, we did,
paprika
yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm.
So not 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons of paprika, good
for
point.
that much meat, for 2.5 pound meat.
2.5 pound meat.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And you can always adjust the taste that during cooking when you, right now you don't taste it, but say about an hour later when it's almost cooked, you can taste if it's salty enough. Need maybe a little bit more salt, or you want a little bit more ground pepper, but that's alright, you know, you can always change.
Okay. Okay. Alright, so then how long do we
Okay, so we
boil
do
this for once you get them all in there?
and then I used to do it for about an hour.
Like it's just simmering it on 2 maybe?
Simmering as you
Okay.
can do for about
About an hour?
hour and a half.
Oh, an hour and a half.
Yeah, if it's changed that time I will tell, but I will never used to really check.
Mm.
So about an hour and a half I will,
Okay.
because I like it cooked very well.
So, okay, so then you cook the beef completely for an hour and a half-ish.
This meatballs as
Yeah.
it is in the lid
Yeah.
for 1.5 hours.
Okay.
And then we will put the sauerkraut into it.
And then we put the sauerkraut in.
And then we will talk about it then.
That point. Okay, thanks.
So this one will just simmer
Simmer.
nice, low,
Mm-hmm.
and
And cover it up maybe?
covered up here.
Okay. Alright, we'll be back in about an hour and a half.
Okay, so all the meatball is now here.
Look at that. Yeah.
See, and then sometimes it's so many, or most of the times it looks like this. So what you do is move around a little. In this point you can't really stir too much because it's still raw and then it will fall
Apart.
But in a half an hour, the one egg is holding together will harden, the whole meatball will stay together.
Okay.
And then what you do, very gently just make move over to something like that.
Okay.
If you want.
Yes. You
Make sure the bottom is not burning under. See?
Yes, yes.
But now what we will do, cover it, or we can bring it to the boil
Sure.
and then put back low and cover. Like now I put it on 5 until it boils up. Not too high because of color on the burner.
Yeah.
But then you put it on 2 in this
2,
pot
yeah.
and
Cover.
cover.
Yeah.
So it has to simmer again nice and slow.
Yes.
Not over boiling. You
No.
know, it's not too slow, just as much it will not come out.
Sure, sure.
It will not whatever, how you say,
Overflow.
overflow, you know.
Okay.
And not bubbles too much, but nice, comfortable bubbling.
Yes.
So what we do is now just wait. So when it bubbles, then we'll go back to 2 on this pot, or you can go to 3, maybe between 2, 3, whatever. And we will cook it for about an hour and a half, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we will put in the sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut. Wonderful.
Okay.
Back in a bit
Thank
then.
you. Okay, now we will do the sauerkraut.
Okay. This is
The
Superstore
meatball-
brand for the first
yeah,
time.
this is a Superstore brand I tasted. This is quite nice.
Oh,
I
okay.
will leave.
Is it a little different than the other kind you used to buy the Safeway?
Well, I didn't have too much chance to megtanulni, but maybe a little
okay.
bit more sanyu, I don't know, megkóstolom meg again.
Okay. So you're putting it into a colander.
Putting it into the colander, and meatball still cooking. Now about an hour cooking now. Okay. So you put it in there, and because we make double, we need 2, right?
Right, okay.
Otherwise we need only just one. This is a little
sure.
one. We
Okay.
used to buy the Safeway brand that, and that's very good.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is much cheaper and is very good too.
Good.
Okay, so what I will do, I will leave some from this jar to eat, because I just love to eat it.
Put your elbow down, Momma, so we can see. Sorry.
Okay, so I have to put this here. And then we have to wash it out well, because right now it's savanyú, and you need a little zest, little savanyú, but
I'll go
not
stir that. You can keep talking in the comments. Go.
yeah, you don't need all the vinegary stuff because it will be too sour, the whole dish.
Okay. So you do keep.
So you have to wash it
Yeah.
half out at least.
Okay.
Okay, I will leave that much to it. See?
Okay, just eat it raw like that, eh? It's quite
So
good. Oh, wonderful.
Okay, so use cold water
Mm-hmm.
and you just rub the water around and then start to stir it.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
And what happens if you don't wash it out? It'll just be too strong?
It will be too sour. Beautiful, nice rice.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I guess now that's enough.
Okay.
And then we will strain the water off and then put it into the lid with the
Okay.
meatballs.
Okay, should I stop it now then? We'll...
Yeah, you can
Okay.
stop and so the sauerkraut we washed it out nicely. So it is not too sour. Now we will put it into the meatballs.
Yeah.
And all you do is just belerakod and then after gently mix it up.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. And then with your little spoon, nice distributor, and you have to gentle, because the meatballs are kind of cooked. My cook is about hour and 50 minutes, but still if too rough vagy, akkor széttörnek.
Apart, yeah.
So,
Oh boy.
see, we put the heat high for, because if you open up then akkor a
Yeah.
boiling leáll.
Yeah.
So I just will put here nicely in the juice, and what you do now is put some caraway seed,
Caraway seed, okay.
and I guess we will put about a half teaspoon caraway seed, like that, huh?
Okay, half
Not
teaspoon.
Not too full, just a regular, and then mix it up nicely, because that will give nice taste.
Okay.
Extra nice taste.
And so this one you were saying you'd probably simmer it for about half an hour?
Yeah, we will simmer it for a half an hour and you can taste if it's not too crunchy. You don't want to overcook it too soft because then it will be mushy, you know. And you still want the sauerkraut when a little bit kind of hard, you know, but not
Right, but not crispy.
raw, crunchy.
Yeah.
So, see, I didn't really put too much into the meat, gentle as much you can press down the bottom raw sauerkrautot, because you don't want the meatet összemixelni too much. So anyways, mostan letakarjuk, and rátesszük bekatúra, and about half an hour főzzük.
We'll
and
check it
taste.
in a half hour and then see.
Check.
Okay, sounds good. Back in a bit.
Okay, so this is the ready
Ready product.
Nice and
Tasty.
tasty. See? So what we did, we cooked the meatball in the liquid for about 1 hour and 20 minutes,
Okay.
and then we
Added the sauerkraut.
washed very well a sauerkraut, and then put into the lid and put caraway seed and cooked it for about an hour. I said half an hour, but it tasted and it's hard.
It was
It
still
was too hard.
crunchy.
See, I never used to really check the time-wise. I just used to taste it or something.
Yeah.
So I didn't know exactly. But it was for an hour. I don't know. This is a different sauerkraut. Maybe it's harder.
Oh, maybe it's crispier.
But,
Yeah.
crispier. But we cooked it for about an hour. And then, meantime, we loosened them up a little bit and tried to put the sauerkraut on there without breaking the meatballs, right?
Okay.
And we just left it covered and for about 10 minutes, 50 minutes, and you can leave it for longer and then you can just eat.
Okay, wonderful.
And then on the plate you put sour cream onto the top.
Yes, sour cream.
And usually you eat with nice crunchy bread.
Crunchy French bread. Exactly.
French bread. So that's it.
Good, perfect. Thanks so much for that one, Anu.
So that was it.
Okay, ceremony's
Now we
done.
can leave it just a little bit open.
Okay.
And then what we did also, you can do it too.
Well, I'll stop for a second then, Mama.
Yeah.
Thanks, bye-bye.